was a late autumn evening when the fog rolled. Over the quiet countryside village of Rampur, the fields lay still under the dim glow of the setting sun, and the air carried a damp chill that made even the bravest men walk faster on the lonely paths. Arjun, a young man from the city, had come to Rampur to visit his uncle and experience rural life for a few days. The serenity was refreshing until that night. The villagers had warned him not to wander near the old sugarcane fields after dark. They said whispers could be heard. Among the stalks, voices that didn't belong to any living soul. Arjun laughed it off. Ghost stories, he thought. Just old tales meant to scare travelers. But curiosity is a dangerous thing. That night, unable to sleep, he decided to go out for a walk. The moon was bright, painting everything in silver light. The wind blew softly, making the sugarcane leaves rustle like whispers in the dark. As he walked deeper, he began to feel watched. The sound of his own footsteps merged with faint murmurs. Soft, indistinct voices calling his name. He froze. Arjun. The voice came again, this time clearer. It sounded like a woman. "Who's there?" He shouted, his heart pounding. Silence, then Chet's laughter. Soft, cold, and distant. He turned around and saw movement, the sugarcane rustling violently, though there was no wind. His flashlight flickered and went out. In the dim moonlight, he saw her. A woman in a white sari, half hidden in the cane, her face pale and eyes black as ink. Her lips curled into an unnatural smile. Arjun stumbled backward, his breathing rapid. The woman started humming a lullaby, slow and broken. Then suddenly she screamed, a high-pitched cry that echoed through the fields. Arjun ran for his life. He tripped, fell, got back up, and didn't stop until he reached his uncle's house. When he burst through the door, panting and trembling, his uncle's face went pale. "You went to the fields, didn't you?" he asked softly. Arjun nodded, unable to speak. His uncle sighed heavily. "That's where Shanti died. She was a widow who went mad after her child disappeared in those same fields. They say her spirit still searches, calling anyone who wanders close." From that night, Arjun never slept peacefully again. Even back in the city, he'd sometimes wake up to the faint sound of a lullaby whispering. Through his window. Pause. If this story chilled your spine, imagine what's coming next. These countryside tales are not fiction. They're whispers of real horror. So before we move to the next terrifying story, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon because what's coming next might just haunt your dreams tonight. Month later, Arjun received a call from his friend Samir, who lived in another remote countryside village, deep in the heart of Rajasthan. Samir sounded disturbed. "Bro, you won't believe what's happening here," he said. "People are vanishing near the old well outside the village. No trace, no signs. Only thing found are footprints leading to the well. But none coming back." Arjun, curious and still haunted by his last encounter, decided to visit. He wanted to prove that the supernatural stories of the countryside were just myths. But when he arrived, the village atmosphere felt wrong. Too quiet. Too still, as if holding its breath. The well stood at the edge of the village, surrounded by dried grass and ancient peepal trees. It looked abandoned, the stones cracked and covered in moss. Samir explained, every night, someone hears voices calling their name from the well. Then they disappear. We found only their slippers near the edge. That night, despite warnings, Arjun and Samir decided to investigate. Around midnight, under a sky heavy with dark clouds, they took flashlights and went to the well. The air grew colder as they approached. Crickets stopped chirping. Everything went dead silent. Suddenly, a soft whisper echoed. "Samir." It came from the well. They froze. Samir whispered back, "Did you hear that?" Arjun nodded slowly. The whisper came again, louder this time. "Samir!" "Come closer." The voice was identical to Samir's late grandfather. Samir's eyes widened in disbelief. "That's him. That's his voice." Before Arjun could stop him, Samir stepped closer. The air grew heavy, like the world itself was holding its breath. Then Arjun saw it, a shadow moving on the wall of the well. It wasn't theirs. It was tall, with long arms and hollow eyes crawling upward like smoke. Arjun screamed, pulling Samir back, but the shadow stretched, wrapping around Samir's legs. Samir let out a horrific scream as he was dragged toward the edge. Arjun grabbed him, pulling with all his strength. but something yanked harder from below. For a split second, Arjun saw a face emerge from the well. A pale, eyeless figure with a grin stretching unnaturally wide. Then Samir was gone. Silence followed. The wind blew again. Arjun stumbled backward, shaking. He peered into the darkness of the well. Nothing but stillness. But deep down he heard something. A faint chuckle. He ran, not stopping until dawn. The next morning, villagers found Arjun unconscious near the road. Samir was never seen again. The elders later said that the well was cursed, a portal that demanded one soul every few years to remain closed. They sealed it with cement and prayers, but locals still claim that on cold nights, you can hear Samir's voice calling for help. Pause, dark tone. The countryside hides many secrets, stories buried deep under soil and silence. From cursed wells to haunted fields, these are not just tales. They are truths people are too afraid to tell aloud. So, if you felt a chill crawl down your spine tonight, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Because more terrifying true horror stories are waiting for you right here. And remember, next time you visit the countryside, if you hear your name whispered from the dark, and never,